I was born in the South End on the other side of Fenway Park. Being from here, I grew up in an environment where baseball was everything. The Red Sox meant everything to our family. We had a great opportunity when my dad discovered that he could get a clergy pass, which would allow him, at least, to get into Fenway, and then later in our childhood he was allowed to bring kids with him. So we grew up coming to 30, 40, 50 games a year, standing in Section 25. So the Red Sox were always part of our family, certainly part of our dinner conversation, and we all played baseball and loved baseball from a very, very early age. So if I think back to my 19-year-old self, truthfully, I thought for sure that I could not only play, but star on the Trinity College baseball team. Being a part of a team was the most important thing to me. I loved being around the other players, being in that locker room, being on the bus going to the games. It was such a thrill to go on that trip down to Florida. Back in those days, we went down to the Tampa area. Of course, there's my famous story, famous in my own mind, story I love to tell about coming back from freshman year and saying to Coach Decker, you know, Coach, I was thinking about my future, and I definitely want to do a study abroad a trip, and if I do that, I could decide to go away in the fall, or I could go away in the spring. And without missing a beat, Coach Decker said, Sam, definitely you should go away in the spring. And so I knew at that moment that my career playing baseball was likely coming to an end. I think it was a nice way of Coach Decker saying, yeah, why don't you figure out something else to do here, kid? So I started really at that point thinking about how do I stay in baseball without playing baseball, and that's what led me to start pursuing summer internships and reaching out to as many baseball teams as I could to try and get in. The number one job with any position of authority or leadership is to support the team. Working in a front office is very analogous to playing on the field because you are so dependent upon each other. Being a good teammate means being a good listener. Being there for each other means stepping up and being willing to do anything. We typically make decisions together as a group, as a management team, and that really works well because collective wisdom is certainly better than one person just coming down from on high. It's a lot like playing. Success to me is happiness, and in whatever you're doing. I don't think there is a definition or a standard of success. You need to be happy in what you're doing, enjoy the people you're working with, enjoy the environment you operate in, value relationships above all else. How you treat other human beings, staying in touch with people, having a real, meaningful, authentic relationship is more important than anything. In terms of preparing for success, however you define that, I think having a laser focus on what you want to do, or at least some general idea of an area that you want to work in is important. But there's no secret. You need to be willing to work harder than anybody else and be committed to it. These are all things that you hear people talking about, but it's so true. The successful people that I've seen go on in different careers have all been willing to outwork their competition. Baseball is such a metaphor for life. It's hard, it's a game of failure, right? And how do you respond to the inevitable failures? You fail 7 out of 10 times and you're in the Hall of Fame. You're one of the best players ever. Think about that. It's remarkable. It's designed to break your heart. Just because you deal with adversity or failure, it's not the end of the world, and you can bounce back from a setback and not getting so down in the dumps when things don't go your way. But I'm still working on that. If I'm being honest, it's hard. You lose a tough game, or you lose in the playoffs, and you feel like your world's coming to an end. Discouragement or getting down is a part of any career. Figure out how to just battle through it. You got to battle through it, and you'll see that better days are ahead.
Play ball!